Hello, this is Becca from Willow Hill Designs. Welcome. Today I'll be sharing my start to prompt number 3 of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Field Notes project, and that prompt was spring blossoms. But before I do that, I'll just show you that I finished my box. I've finally finished exactly what I wanted to put on there, this little box that I'll be storing my field notes journal in. And I put on the side, almost to look like a book, I stitched field notes on a piece of fabric and had sort of distressed the edges a bit, antiqued it a bit, and just glued this down with my art glitter glue. And then lastly, over here, I added 2 buttons. There were 2 slits in this box for a ribbon to go through and tie, but I didn't want to have to tie and untie the box to get into it. So I put 2 tilde buttons, and these are fabric covered buttons, the tilde designs, and I love them. I just think they're so pretty. So I just stitched with some pearl cotton in here to look as if they were stitched on, but they're actually glued. And I'll just give you a close-up of those. They're so pretty. I just love them, and I feel like they contribute to the antique or vintage look of this box. So it looks like that. And those colors kind of go with what's on the cover of the box. And then inside, I'm thinking that I'll just take this ribbon and glue it to the sides, and then I'll just tie this around the field notes inside, and I think that'll look pretty when you open the box to see that. So that is the box, and it is completely finished. And I will know, in case I forget, I have so many decorative boxes around here, I'll know that that has my field notes in it. Field notes journal. So the blossom that I chose for my field notes prompt for this month, or this 2-week period, is hawthorn flowers. And the reason that I chose that is because I have a hawthorn tree in the back that we planted years ago from my older brother's property, and I love those blossoms in the spring. I'll show you. This is a little, this is a picture that I took in the spring of the blossoms, and you can see they're really a beautiful 5-petaled blossom. The tree is always loaded with these, and this is the leaf for my tree. I think we have a either a black hawthorn or the cockspur hawthorn, I'm not sure. Excuse me, but it does give you a good view of the blossoms and the little stamens that it has that are very pretty, kind of a yellowish green center, and then these stamens that are kind of a deep rosy pink colored, and the buds. So that was my choice for spring blossom, and this is what I have done. I drew a branch on here from a hawthorn tree and put the thorns. My tree has the thorns. I know there are some that are thornless, but this one, ours, has the thorns on it. And I just wrote in here, blooms in spring, hawthorn, genus Crataegus. I think that's a hard G, Crataegus. And I put on here that this is the fruit of the hawthorn. There, it makes a beautiful red berry, kind of like a crabapple berry, a little bright red little round berry. This is the fruit. And I also thought that I would add another little piece of the fabric with writing on it, some script on there. And then I drew a leaf that looks like my hawthorn tree's leaves. Some hawthorns have a lobed, deeply lobed lobed, can't say it, deeply lobed leaf, where mine doesn't have that. Ours has the just kind of a simple leaf shape, but with the toothed edges. So I just drew a little leaf, and I think I made do this with the Derwent watercolor pencils. And the other thing that I did was just cut out a butterfly from one of the fabrics that I had. And I always back these, anything that I cut out and to use on these, I always back them with an interfacing. This was SF101. And just cut that out. I also will do fray check on the edges. If it's something that I don't want to disintegrate, to ravel away, like this, I wouldn't have fray check on these edges, but these edges here, but something like this, I would put some fray check, just a few dabs around the very perimeter. And then when you stitch close to the edges, you don't have to worry about that all fraying out and kind of fracturing. So I think I'll put a butterfly up there. And then what I did here for the flowers, originally I had just drawn the flowers on, and then I decided that because this fabric is kind of an ivory color, I thought the blossoms are white, so I decided I wanted a white blossom. And to stitch this, I mean, these flowers for the most part are tiny, they're small, and to get the detail I think would be very difficult in there of all of the petals. So I drew these, and the way that I did that, I took let's see, I just took a piece of white fabric, and I don't think you can see on this. Maybe here you can, maybe not. This fabric has a design on it. It's a white on white fabric. And so I just took a piece, ironed it, and I put some stabilizer on the back. Don't know if you can see that. The stabilizer is ironed on there. It's a lightweight stabilizer. And then I just took this over to my light box and drew these flowers on. So each of the flowers comes off. There's that's why I have it on this little board, because I have them pinned in. So there is a flower, and I was, as I said, going to stitch the flower, but I just think that it will be I think it will be hard to get all of that detail in there. So these are just little separate kind of entities, little pieces that I will just be stitching on somehow. I'm guessing with an invisible stitch at first, and then adding some stitching to them. But this way I know where they go on the branch. And I'll be adding the little stamens that come in here. I'll do the centers in a yellow green, and I will do the stamens with sort of a light green for the longer part, and then that little kind of a rosy pinky color little tip on the stamens. And I'll also be stitching the branches with just some floss. The branches will be stitched, the buds, the flower buds will be stitched on here, and I'll probably stitch these berries. I'm not sure if I'll Derwent these, watercolor these berries, and then maybe stitch the leaves, or vice versa, not sure. And I chose this because I like to do branches. I love to stitch them, I love to draw them, and I wanted that rather than just a blossom, a single or several blossoms of some type or variety. I decided that I wanted a tree branch. So I may add another little element of nature besides the butterfly. I may add something else on here. I'm not sure if I will or not. But, and I just labeled leaf here and the fruit here. And then I put the date that I drew this out, August 8th. Just because I think that in the field notes journals, they date their work. So that is where I stand right now, and usually in the evening is when I do slow stitching. So I'll probably start on these branches this evening, and then I will get to the flowers and see what I can do with them. So thank you very much for stopping by, for joining me. And I'll just give you a little close-up here of this, and hopefully I can bring this to life. Hopefully the colors will make it look interesting. I was thinking of couching something, a thread around these little leaves, petals on the flowers, just to make them stand out. Of course, that would be labor intensive, but I thought it definitely might make the petals stand out. So I don't know, gray or maybe an ivory color with some white there. I think I started this. So I may do something like that just to give it a little bit more dimension, but not sure. So again, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Wishing you many blessings. Bye for now.